Today, this video will be about love, but as a deviation from my normal, it's not about self-love. It's about connection. So I've been getting nudges from my guides to come and talk about things for a while, and there's just, the energy hasn't been there quite for me to be able to put words to the feelings, because the messages have been coming through as feelings and knowings rather than as words. So being able to put things to words is sometimes a really big struggle for me. I have a small group who are doing my Healing Through Grief program, where on the grief journey there, the grief journey is a massive opportunity for us to heal. And as you know, I'm a certified Vibrolite healer, and I'm also a Vibrolite teacher. And I call on Vibrolite to help us heal through our grief. Grief's a huge catalyst for growth, for personal and for spiritual growth. It's confronting. It's intensely painful. And we have a choice. We have a choice when we find ourselves in grief, when we lose someone who is so close to us, someone who captured our heart. Whether that be a human or someone of a different species, because love knows no boundaries. Grief knows no boundaries. Love doesn't care about cultures, ages, species, genders. Love just is. It reminds me of a song, Love Just Is. I cannot remember the person who wrote it. I just know I've got a CD with it, a song on it. So this is more about connection than love. This little video today is more about connection than love. And hopefully my guides will come through and help me put this across in ways that really reach you. I know just my desire to even push the record button has come from my team in spirit. Today is my wedding anniversary. 6 years ago today since Sue and I went to the registry office and swore our love for each other in front of a celebrant. And 6 years ago tomorrow is the day that we met with our friends at the beach and recited the words that we'd put together for each other. For me, loving Sue was a huge challenge. It challenged everything that I believed about myself. But the connection that I had with her was so powerful and so strong. And I was reminded of this connection today. I was reminded of what it was that made me ask her to marry me 7.5 years ago. 7 years ago, nearly 7 years ago. It was connection. Sue was my bridge. She was my bridge to help me find myself. She shone the light on all the parts of me that I did not like and reflected them back at me. And showed me that if I could love her anyway, then I could love myself. Sue was my bridge. Without even meeting her face to face, I felt more connected to her than I had ever felt to any other human in my life. Meeting her face to face intensified that in ways I couldn't even imagine. And yet it was never about passion, because passion just didn't play a part in this connection. It was a connection at the soul level. Sue showed me what it felt like to be connected with someone at the soul level. Now, as a child, I felt connected like that with animals. I felt connected to nature, and I never liked people very much. I never understood them. People confused me because I could never understand why no one else could see that the answer was always love. I didn't understand why I felt so uncomfortable with judgment energy. And I never understood why people judged each other so much. As I grew up and became indoctrinated into my culture, I started to find myself following some of those judgments. And just the fact that I didn't like humans was a judgment in itself. I didn't like humans because they were judging. And that's a judgment. Sue was my bridge. Sue was my bridge to show me that connection with humans is possible. And my grief journey is my bridge to teach me that connection to just one is like a teaser, it's like the entree. Because the real goal is not connection to one other being. The end goal is a connection to everybody. I am a highly sensitive empath and I feel other people's feelings. I know when something's going on in the world because I feel the energy. I've always been this way, which is why the pain that humans inflict on each other was so painful for me, because I felt it. I've lived my life doing my best to not inflict pain on others. And I've apologized for things that were beyond my control. It's a difficult thing for us to learn that we're not actually responsible for what other people think and what other people feel. Definitely not what they feel. And as a highly sensitive empath, because we feel it, we don't want them to feel it. It's much harder, much more difficult to sit with someone in their pain and witness it than it is to try to fix. And then that's what we're being asked to do. We're being asked to sit with each other's pain. Connect with each other. This is, excuse me. This is such an important lesson for us just now. And it's not so much about self-love. It's about releasing judgment. And I know that judgment comes from fear. When we see something that we don't understand, we get afraid. As humans, it's what we do. We feel fear because sharks and spiders, we fear them. We don't understand them. We don't understand why sharks attack. For them, they're just hungry and they don't see us as anything else different on their food chain. But we perceive that as evil. As bad, as wrong. Spiders, the fear of spiders is primal. It goes right back to sharing our space in the caves. And there are many spiders out there that are poisonous, but so many more that actually aren't. Fear. We live lives shrouded in fear. We're afraid of so many things. We're afraid of losing our homes, afraid of losing our jobs and losing our homes, losing our positions in society, losing what we've worked so hard for, losing the lives that we've built. We're afraid of losing loved ones. As parents, we're afraid of losing our children. We have so much of ourselves invested in our lives around us that when something is presented to us that challenges our perception, it creates fear. When our paradigms are challenged, we're fearful. And sometimes we turn that fear outwards on others and we judge. Sometimes we judge so much that we make a war about it. We hurt other people because of our fear. Fear is primal. But we don't have to give up. We don't have to give in to it. Fear is not something we need to surrender to. This is fear energy. I recognize you, old friend. I recognize you. And go inwards. And welcome your fear, because it's showing you an area of possible growth. Your fear is inviting you to look inwards and grow. when we push that fear outwards onto others, we don't only harm them, we harm ourselves. My team gave me a premonition a few weeks ago, and I've not known how to, I've known that I needed to talk about it, but I've not known how to present it to the world. And I was shown something that is going to create a lot of fear in a lot of people. And if we work now on our fear, if we work now on going within with our fear and making it our friend rather than our enemy, and rather than pushing it out onto everyone around us, we look inwards and welcome it as our opportunity to become a better human. What would our world look like if we all did that? How different would a scenario that instills fear in people, because the scenario was, it's one that challenges our perception of reality. And when our perception of reality is challenged, it causes fear. The feeling that came on me was one of impending doom. That something horrible was about to happen. And then I was told it's okay. I was told I'm safe, and that I am to tell everybody else that they are safe. We are all safe. We don't need to succumb to fear. We don't need to project it outwards on each other, because that's going to create division. It's going to create war energy, judgment and division and war energy. The opportunity is here now, right now. We have an opportunity to connect with everyone. To make those connections. To feel as part of the greater human collective. Sue showed me what it is like to be connected with one other person. That was her gift to me. To feel that amazing and incredible connection with another human being. But like I said, that's like a teaser. It's like a teaser for the main show, which is about feeling that connection with everybody. About looking at that person that's sitting across from you now, or beside you. Or over the fence. And seeing them as an extension of yourself. Another you. You in another body. And if we can do that with everybody, if we can see the whole of humanity as ourselves, and we can connect to each other on that level of our greater consciousness, What sort of a world will we create? Self-love's important because it allows us to accept those things of ourselves that we see reflected in others that create the judgment, the fear of being exposed, that war energy. Self-love is important. But it's only a really small step on the greater journey. Of knowing, of feeling that connection with all that is. And I'm not talking about some amazing guru experience sitting on top of a mountain and feeling connected to source and all that is. That's a very expansive thing. I'm talking about feet and boots on the ground, walking through the mud. And being there for each other. Loving that part of yourself that you don't like so much, and you see it reflected in somebody else. Giving love to the fear. Rather than projecting it outwards. Can we do it? There's so much talk about ascension energies. And in the spiritual community, there's a very strong feeling of our planet is ascending and we with her. There's a raising of frequency and vibration that's happening with our planet, and it's causing splits and divisions. There are energies that are feeding into that fear. It's like poking at it, adding fuel to the fire. But we're better than that. As a species, we're better than that. You're better than that. And we can choose. You have a choice. My Healing Through Grief program, we work on self-love. We've been working on self-love all year. On the shadow work that comes up through grief. The healing of our inner child. It's a big work. As a certified vibrite healer and teacher, my role is so much bigger than just vibrite. When I close my eyes, I'm shown images all the time. And we do have a choice. You have a choice. Choose love, not fear. Leave fear behind. Let it sit in its darkness. Choose love. Choose connection. You will be frightened. You will feel fear. But treat it as a friend. Fear is there as a survival instinct for when we were hunter-gatherers. We would be, as women, we would be gathering in the forests, looking for food, gathering materials for weaving, for making things. And our male folk who were faster and stronger, swifter, could throw greater distances, would hunt. And there were many dangers, very real dangers. And this instinct runs deep into our primal brain. And it is there to save us from threat, to save us from the lions, the tigers, and the bears. It's not there to save us from the person who's different from us because of gender, skin colour, language, culture. But we've allowed it to be about that rather than looking at the similarities. What do I share with this person? What do I share with all humanity, all people? The very old saying, united we stand, divided we fall. War energy relies on us and them, and we've seen plenty of that in the last 3 years. Plenty of us and them. But it's not just that, it's been going on for so long. The us and them energy is out there everywhere and has been for thousands of years. Northern Ireland, the Arabic countries, tribal wars, the Cold War, it's all us and them energy. People fighting people. For what? For what? The muddy boots on the ground it's one hell of a ride. It's not easy. Our primate brain wants us to fight. But we are so much more than that. Allow your fear to help you find love, to help you find connection. Connection. The greater human consciousness is like a supercomputer. Plugging into that is so much more than a supercomputer. It's an experience of bliss. It affects you at every level of your being. Plugging it into it through another human. Finding that connection through another human being. It's quite crazy making. Can make you change the way you see things, how you see the world. So today on my wedding anniversary, I speak about connection. Because I was shown that the connection that Sue showed me, that feeling of belonging to something so much greater than just me, feeling a part of something so much greater than just the small Merrin. It was only a teaser. There's a greater connection that we are capable of. And I ask you to lay down your judgments, like laying your weapons at the door. And look into your heart. Find that connection. Find that place within you that is connected, because we're already connected. We're already all connected. But we're so lost in this world of judgment and fear that we can't feel it. Lay down your judgment. Lay down your fear. Leave them like weapons at the door to the hall. Because the hall is filled with wonders that our minds can't even conceive of. They are wonders that can only be felt with the heart. Thank you. I offer individual healing sessions. I also have my group, Healing Through Grief, for those of you who are grieving someone that you have lost, whether that be a partner, a parent, a child, or a pet, fur baby. We're all experiencing grief in one way or another at this point in time. And in our group, we work on the underlying energies behind the grief, so that we can heal at a deeper level. And rather than facing our demons and battling them out, we acknowledge and we bathe them in love. So reach out to me. You can contact me through social media, my Facebook. It's probably the easiest way to get hold of me. We can organise a time for a quick discovery call. We can have one-on-one healing. I can teach you verbal light healing, how to become a healer yourself, for yourself and for others. Or I can help you through your grief journey. Help you to turn this into a catalyst for your own personal growth. So much love and blessings to you. Thank you.